All right, another day, another video, and another day of trying to be consistent as my voice tries to recover. Um, Voice still not 100%, but we gonna still make it work. So yeah, today's video I'm gonna be doing another tier list, but this time with the NBA teams. Now the season is a day away, and I just wanted to get this video out maybe tonight or tomorrow. We're going to see. Hopefully, I can get out that part two of the other tier list, which I dropped yesterday. Well, not yesterday, as I dropped today as I record this video. And I will probably link it down below in the description. So yeah, NBA tier list. So here's my tiers. I have true contenders. I have contenders with question marks. I have playoff teams. I have playing teams, and I have teams that we will see pick high in the draft, which are lottery teams. So let's go ahead and get into contenders. And as you can see, it's four contenders. I have the Lakers, Bucks, Nuggets, and Celtics. Now, let's start with the team that just won the finals. Let's start with the Denver Nuggets. Now, the Denver Nuggets, they've gotten flagged for they didn't replace the Bruce Brown role. They didn't replace the Jeff Green role. All this crazy stuff. First off, they got the best player in the game. They probably got the best second option in the game. They got a great starting five, great role players. They can Tavis Caldwell Pope, Aaron Gordon. They got I believe Payne Washington developed into a great role player. They got Michael Porter Jr. They got Julian, I can't think of his last name, came from UConn. He gonna fit right in their system. They re-signed Zeke Naji. Hopefully he can actually win and not win, but hopefully he can stay in that backup big man spot. Now Reggie Jackson, that's probably the only person on this team I think I have the most question marks about. And yeah, I know I'm missing a couple role players, and they got a couple vets like Justin Holiday and stuff like that. But we're gonna see how this team looks this season, and I believe this team is not gonna fall off like a little cliff at all. I believe they can be a top two seed again. I believe they can win the finals again, and it's just nothing folks is going to do about it because they have Nikola Jokic, who which game play like you have to stay up all night to scheme up a game plan to try to slow him down. And if you try to slow him down, okay, Jamal Murray, he can step in. He's one of the best self-carrying guards in the league, and he hit big shots in the playoffs. And I believe that's not a fluke because he's been doing it. So that's all I gotta say about the Denver Nuggets. Let's go on to the Celtics. Now, the Celtics, they improved their roster tremendously. They sent out Malcolm Brogdon, they sent out Robert Williams, they sent out Marcus Smart, they sent out that call wasn't intentional.
Stop. You lying. And it's okay. I know you lying.
But they sent out Marcus Smart, and I believe that's it. I believe I could be missing somebody else, but and they re-signed Peyton Pritchard. But yeah, the guys they got back in these trades is Kristaps Porzingis and Jrue Holiday. That's a potent starting five. Now it depends if they start Al Horford or not, but I believe they probably not because they want to save him for the backup big man spot. And then in that case, it would be like Jrue Holiday, Derrick White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Kristaps Porzingis. Now that's one of the best starting fives in the league. Now they bench maybe is a couple question marks, but they starting five is legit. It's legit, and I believe they could be a top two seed in the East again. Their offense not gonna be as predictable as it was last year. That's why they brought in Kristaps Porzingis. So if they encounter a team that wants to run zone, boom, you pick Kristaps Porzingis in spots to beat the zone, and then he's just gonna use his athleticism, his size, and his shooting ability to stretch out their zone. So I believe they one of the best contenders in the league. Another team I'm gonna talk about. There's another team in the East, Bucks. And before I start on the Bucks, congratulations to Giannis on signing the 3-year, $186 million deal. Well deserved. I think he got the same as Anthony Davis, I believe. And that should tell you all you need to know. If anything, he probably deserves a little higher than that. But, you know, the Bucks cap situation is looking kind of spooky. But at least they got this deal done. And now they got him up for, what, 5 more years, I believe, something like that, or 4? 4 or 5. I can't think of the amount of years that's on that deal right now. But, yeah, going to the Bucks. So, yeah, they re-signed Giannis. They traded for Damian Lillard. Okay, and they re-signed Brook Lopez and they re-signed Chris Middleton. This was a great offseason for them. I wish they could have got some bench pieces, but as you try, you know, construct your roster and try, you know, trade for a superstar or a star that's, you know, on the brink of being a superstar, you're going to have to, you know, pick and choose because can't have it both ways. Now, I believe their roster is just, I won't say it's just fine because they don't have no POA defense, right? And I don't know how Chris Middleton health is going to be like, but trade for Damian Lillard was a great move, because now you have a guard that can shot create in the half court. He's one of the best pick and roll players in the league. Then you have one of the best lobsters in the league. And that's a deadly combo. And you got shooting ability from Brook Lopez. You got shooting ability for Malik Beasley. You got who else? They got Pat Connaughton still. Did I mention Brook Lopez because Brook Lopez can shoot. Then they got one of the best 6 men in the world who should be a contender for 6 man of the year in Bobby Portis. But you know how folks be. But yeah, this team is good. I believe it could be better. And, yeah, they got some holes in their roster. That probably needs to be addressed probably mid-season. Okay, final contender on this list is the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, the Lakers, folks was counting them out last season. Folks didn't think a Russell Westbrook trade would help them, even though they ended up in the Western Conference Finals as soon as they traded him. You see how that works? And then, off that appearance, you know, they got swept. They said, okay, let's improve this roster. And they improved this roster top to bottom. They re-signed D'Lo, they re-signed Rui, they re-signed Vando, they re-signed Reeves. They signed Christian Wood, they signed Jackson Hayes, they signed Taurean Prince, which was a steal in the making. They signed Gabe Vincent. It was reports coming out during the playoffs that they was interested in what school he go to, Sam Barber or something like that. They was interested in him from the jump, so they signed him to a 3-year, $33 million deal. Am I missing somebody? Because they signed a couple good pieces. They also signed Cam Reddish, which I don't know how that's, you know, how that move is going to turn out, but yeah, this they meant business this offseason. They want to win a championship in the potential last year of the duo of Anthony Davis and LeBron. So they doing everything they can to make sure that this team is very suited to win championship. I believe they very suited to win championship, especially because they got a top 3 duo at worst in the league in LeBron AD. Got great role players. Got role players that can attack off the catch. Are comfortable getting their own shot, and then with D'Lo and Reeves, you have the great passing ability of both of them. And then Taurean Prince, he give you some sneaky dimes every once in a while. So, yeah, this team is legit. I believe they can be a top 3 seed in the West. I believe the finals appearance this year is definitely in reach. And it's just on them to take advantage of it, okay? So, yeah, next tier. The contenders with question marks. My bad. I don't want to leave them out because these teams are just as important as the contenders. Now, in this list, I have the Heat, the Kings, and the Suns. Now, let me start with the Miami Heat. They could easily been in the playoff team because they did not improve on this roster at all. They are relying on Tyler Hero or Bam Adebayo, which was reported earlier today to average 25 points. Are you joking? Then Bradley Beal, he wanted to come to the Heat, but Pat Riley just didn't even attempt nothing. that doesn't make sense to me. And as I'm talking about that, I might just put them in the playoff team. But since they made it to the finals last year, I'm gonna give them grace, and I believe they're gonna figure it out. But man, it was a good season for them. So yeah, next team I'm gonna talk about, the Kings. Now the Kings. Now the reason they wasn't in a contender spot because a lot of question marks with them. A lot of question marks. The one question mark is their defense. Now, yes, they have guys like De'Aaron Fox. He would try on defense. He try to muck things up in the pass. He try try his hardest on ball. They have Davion Mitchell, who's one of the best perimeter on ball defenders in the league. And they have Keegan Murray. He try on defense. Harrison Barnes is just a guy to me. Yeah. And those are like the noticeable defenders on this team. Their defense is a question mark because their rim protection, Sabonis.
Congratulations, you have reached your destination. Barbecue chicken alert! Barbecue chicken alert!
It's not what they're going to need. Sabonis, even though he's a great offensive hub for their offense, his defense is definitely a major trade-off. They picked up JaVale McGee as a backup, but I don't know how that's going to go. Yeah, they one of the best offenses in the league, but offense can take you so far because if you cannot get consistent stops on defense, or your defense is always threatening to getting scored on, yeah, that's not a good sign. So that's all I have to say about the Kings. And let's go to the team that I know folks gonna have a problem with being in this tier, and that is the Phoenix Suns. Now, the reason why I have the Phoenix Suns up here because their defense is a question mark. Yeah, you gonna say, oh, the big three can play defense. I'm not worried about the big three. They gonna give you what they can give you on offense. I believe Bradley Beal can try on defense, but Jusuf Nurkic trade for him was just a major hindrance to their chances because now you have somebody that is foul prone, can't move his feet, and and not a rim protector. That wasn't good at all. Now they're gonna be having to rely on KD and they back up Drew Eubanks to be the rim protection. Not good. And then the injury history of all three of these players, except for Devin Booker, he just had a hiccup last year with that groin, I believe. It's very concerning. It's very concerning, and I'm gonna have to see it to believe it. It just is what it is. I believe they can blow out teams. They should blow out teams because of how offensively gifted all three of these players are. But it's gonna come to the time if they have to play a great team, we're gonna see how they look. So yeah, now I can go into the playoff teams. Now I'm gonna talk about a few playoff teams in this tier because it's a lot of them. And the one team I'm gonna talk about is the Clippers. Now the reason why I have the Clippers in either one of these tiers is because they are too injury prone, and we go through the same all-season propaganda with them. Oh, if they healthy, if they was healthy, if they was this, if they was that, if this happened, It's always an if situation with them. It's not, oh, they did this, they did that. No. It's never a situation with that. And they on the brink of this experimenting ending because 2020 was their best shot to win the championship, failed. Now, 2021, the year after, I believe that was their best shot. So yeah, as I was saying, the Clippers, their time is running out. If they don't get it done this year, it's probably time to blow it up. And that is part of the reason why I don't have them in the other tiers because they're never healthy. Their role players are getting older, and now they have to rely on James Harden trade to keep their contendership afloat. So yeah, next team I'm gonna talk about is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, the Minnesota Timberwolves team, this is a good roster on paper. I believe it was probably even slightly better last year, but with the ascension of Anthony Edwards on the horizon, They still got Karl-Anthony Towns. Hopefully, he can play a relatively full season. Rudy Gobert is one of the he's like a top 8 defender in the league, probably top 10. He can still protect the paint. Then Karl-Anthony Towns, if he plays the full season, I believe they offense is gonna take a big jump, especially since they trying to implement a more systematic approach instead of this playground basketball, as they Coach Finch said in an interview with JJ Redick, I believe, on his podcast. So yeah, we're going to see a Bear Timberwolves team, hopefully, right? They still got one of the best playmaking role players in the league, Kyle Anderson. They lost Taurean Prince. They got Troy Brown Jr. And I believe I could be missing. They signed Shake Milton. They still got Mike Conley. They just re-signed Jay McDaniels. Shout out to him. I think he got like a 5 year, $136 million contract. Well deserved. One of the best defenders in the league. He's an ascending offensive career, even though it's probably the stats not gonna like be in his favor right now. But we're going to see a jump in his offensive play soon. Next team I'm gonna talk about is the Cavs. Now, this Cavs team, I couldn't believe what I saw last year, bro. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, all look freaking overwhelmed. I don't know what that was all about. The Knicks defense has got them all out of their element. Like, Mitchell Robinson was taking Jared Allen and Evan Mobley lunch money. That was ridiculous. But I believe Evan Mobley, he did a better job at, holding his own, because Julius Randle stunk. And I think he averaged more rebounds than Jared Allen, if I'm correct. And yeah, Jared Allen, I don't know what that was about. Maybe he needs to add more size or something, because if this is going to happen constantly, the ceiling of this team is another first-round exit. But they should be a first-round exit. I believe this team has the capability to be in the conference finals, but they have so many question marks that I know they answered with Max Strus. Who was the other guy they signed? Dang, I cannot think of the other guy they signed. But yeah, they got Ricky Rubio still. They got Karis LeVert. They got who's the big man they signed? It's not to remember the moves they did, but they added key additions to help subside the loss of not a loss, but subside the hole they had in the wing position. So hopefully we see improvement. Also, they still got Isaac Okoro. I don't know if he's gonna start next year, because they was very disappointing in his shot making ability. Then he was like kind of underwhelming as a defender. So that's a no. So next team to talk about, Golden State Warriors. Now, the Golden State Warriors are not in the other tiers is because, first off, they lost Jordan Poole. Yes, he's probably they had to get rid of him because of locker room stuff. Okay, but to just sorry dump him for Chris Paul, I don't like the move then. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. I just straight up, I do not like this move. Then with that move, they didn't do anything. Really? What they do? They signed Dario Saric. Oh yay, we got Dario Saric. Yay. Guy, come on, man. Come on, dog. They got aging Klay Thompson. They got Draymond Green, who's currently hurt right now, and he's aging himself. And they still got Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody. I could be missing a couple players. They signed Corey Joseph to be like a third string point guard for them. Really, this roster is just another roster Steph Curry has to carry. And then folks trying the Golden State. No, I'm not gonna say folks. Golden State Warriors fans are trying to play off as, they'll be fine. It's nothing to it. Okay, We will see. Now we'll give quick mention to the Dallas Mavericks, who is also in this tier. This team will go as far as Kyrie and Luka take them, and then these role players, they're gonna have to be on stream because I don't know, man. And then the big man spot, I believe, is a question mark. Yes, they signed a guy like Rashawn Holmes, but if they're not going to try to play him, what was the point of trading for him? Because Derek Lively, I don't think he's going to see play time regular season like that. They got him. I think they're going to start Dwight Powell again, which is pretty crazy to think about. And yeah, this team, I would see like, man, it's a struggle. God dang, man, that's the second time that's happened. But yeah, as I was saying with the Mavericks, I just don't see any deep round expectation for them because their team is just, it's like, it's good, but it's not great. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you, because they improved because they got Grant Williams, they re-signed Kyrie. They was about to re-sign Matisse Thybulle. I mean, not re-sign, but sign him. They still got THJ, who they can use a trade asset to get a big man, maybe even a Clint Capella since the Hawks just signed Onyeka Okongwu. And yeah, that's all I got to say about the Mavericks. Now, this team right here got a lot of question marks, and that is the 76ers. Now, the 76ers, I don't know what's going to happen with the James Harden situation. If James Harden is just choosing not to play, okay, so how is Tyrese Maxey going to look? How's Tobias Harris going to look? He's still there. I believe PJ Tucker going to play? I believe PJ Tucker going to play. He's a solid defender. His offense, rough. But they still got DeAnthony Melton, who I like as a defender. And yeah, this team could have been in the conference finals, believe it or not, if it wasn't for Joel Embiid and James Harden sticking up the place. Now, we're a year removed from that, and it's more question marks as usual. And that's why this team would never be treated as a contender, even with the MVP on their roster. It would never be treated as a contender because it always be question marks or holes in their roster year in, year out. And I like Nick Nurse as a coach. I don't think it's going to work. I don't know. It's just this roster every year. It just has some like stench to it. I don't know what it is. And yeah, here's my playing teams. I will talk about the Hawks and the Pelicans real quick. The Hawks, yeah, this team got talent. Yeah, I believe it got talent, but I don't think it's gonna be like enough regular season time. Because yeah, they gonna give you a fight, but I don't think this team is good enough to be a solidified playoff team, in my opinion. I don't know. I just don't see it with the Hawks. And now the Hawks and Pelicans on this tier, they're closer to being a solidified playoff team than they're being like lesser than this, to be honest with you. And as I say this, let's move on to the Pelicans. Now, the reason why I don't have much faith in the Pelicans no more because of Zion and Brandon Ingram injury history. They can never stay on the floor together no more. It just don't happen. And if they can stay healthy together, this is a solidified playoff team. Solidified, but it's all up to them and how they are going to preserve their bodies throughout the regular season and how they can stay healthy to be in playoff talks. So yeah, those are my thoughts. And also here's the team that's gonna be in the lottery. So yeah, if you guys like this video, because I'm not gonna talk about each team because it would be a longer video than it is right now. So yeah, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and this is your boy Trail, and I'm out.